Maybe they're not here. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I am Steven Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan, and we are into the final day of round robin play. This is a game that will determine who wins first place in Group B between Iroquois and Poland. Both come into the game 1-0 with wins over the United States, but for the Iroquois, it was a tight one. They had to go to overtime.
It sure was, yeah. 21-20, a really exciting game. In fact, they had to tie it up with 8 seconds to go to put it into overtime when Bo Hunter scored the winning goal in sudden death. But Poland, a pretty impressive win against the United States a couple of days ago, 20-14 that score. So you'd think that this could be a pretty evenly matched game. And of course, the Iroquois team, adding a few players last night. Six Nations Rebels won the Junior B Championship over Akwesasne, and we've been told that a couple of guys from the Akwesasne team have made it out to increase the numbers for Iroquois, because I think that was a factor yesterday. They had 12 runners, and after one player got kicked out, they were down to 11, and there was a parade to the penalty box as well. So it was pretty amazing that they were able to win that game with only 11 runners most of the game.
And we are actually adding them as we speak, because their players did arrive late. They were in Akwesasne last night for that game, had to drive down. It's about a 4-hour drive. So I am in the process of adding them to our roster. Looks like we've got a few additions. Darius Anderson wearing number 81. He was originally on the list.
Yeah.
And he is here today. And, that's David Anderson. Oh,
no, David Anderson's number 15.
Yeah. We'll be right back. All right, lacrosse friends, we are ready to go. And of course, one of the interesting things for this game is we look at the Iroquois goaltender. See, it looks, Cecil Jacobs heading into the cage, and he will take his spot. He was the backup yesterday. And at the other end, Iroquois beat the U.S. 21-20 in overtime. Tight battle the whole way. At the other end of the floor, we have the Poland team, and they got up 6-0 on the United States, and then they were tied the rest of the way. They won by that 6-goal margin, 20-14. So basically, other than that first 5 minutes or so of the Poland game, both these teams played the U.S. to a standstill.
Yeah, you know what? That big start was all the difference in that game because the U.S. battled back. We're never able to get, close enough, but it was a different game after that first quarter.
There are Kurt Stiers and Wenster Green coaching the Iroquois, and we did skip. Sorry, we're talking about things. Diesel de Guzman, great name, is in between the pipes for
And he
Poland.
started the last time. He started against the U.S. as well. I think they pulled him just to give a little bit of playing time to Ferreira later.
Heath Garlow not here today because his daughter is playing at the World U19 Women's Championship up in Peterborough. So the rest of the staff, Dylan Stowarek, Jordan Dikla, and Luke Shapaniak are coaching for Poland. And I did get an email from Heath Garlow who said, I can't be here today, but he said they had a practice, they had a shoot around, and he said his players know what they're doing, and the coaches know what they're doing. There's the first shot right off the face-off by Bo Columbus.
Bo Columbus had a great game against the U.S., winning a lot of face-offs, a couple goals as well.
And he's really a D guy, but he's playing offense here after the face-offs, as well as face-offs, and 3 goals and an assist yesterday, 4 assists in their first game, on Tuesday. So what a chameleon stepping into the role. Here is Kevin Hill. And just so we're clear, Kevin Owen Hill is number 11. Owen Hill is number 6 for Iroquois. They're both lefty forwards. We're going to go with Owen Hill for number 6 and Kevin Hill for number 11.
Okay.
You in? Okay.
I'll try to remember that. It's hard
We'll
not
say
to say
just
Kevin
Hill.
Owen.
I know, it is, but for the sake of efficiency, we'll just go with Hill for the large part. That pass to Callan Martin doesn't connect.
You mentioned sometimes the roles change. Here's Bo Columbus. Only scored 1 goal all season playing defense for Kitchener Braves Junior A.
Yeah.
But here, 3 goals, 4 assists in the very first game, and he's playing offense out here.
Yeah. And he's got it back and will try to drive to the net after Cecil Jacobs turned aside his shot a moment ago. There's an illegal pick and a little bit of a swap by Luke Montour after. Iroquois, of course, ran into some severe penalty trouble yesterday where they were just stacking penalties. I mean, they'd have 2s and 5s. Boy, it made it tough. They've got the hidden ball trick going, but Poland's on it. They worked a beauty last night. Didn't fool all the defenders, but it did fool the goalie. There's a save by de Guzman off the shot from Kevin Hill. It's picked up by Colrus.
Really, that's the only player you have to fool when you do the hidden ball trick.
Yeah. And that was, I believe it was that Owen Hill that took that one, and he ripped it from about center.
Yeah,
he had to pick it perfect.
I don't even think they were planning that hidden ball trick. I think they just realized the goalie thought somebody else had the ball, and they took the long shot in the empty net.
Kolodka, who ripped it up in the first game for Poland, with 6 goals, moving the ball there. And that one's bouncing around. David Anderson, that's Sam Gowland, very wisely just protects the ball so it can't be picked up. Cecil Jacobs mentioned that he's starting tonight. I'll tell you, I saw he was in this tournament last year for Iroquois in Saskatoon, and I was up here and I saw somebody stretching down by their bench, and I thought, that can't be him. It's a tall redheaded kid, but it can't be Cecil. I went down and asked him how much weight he's lost since last year. He's lost 50 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Working really hard. He was a chubby goalie, but he is fit and looking great. Bo Hunter going after that loose ball after the save by de Guzman. Kudos to him. He's done exactly what I'm trying to do. I want to lose 50 pounds. And I am very impressed and proud of that young man for the work he's put in. Admittedly, it's easier when you're 18 to do it. But
you know what? It seems to be the direction they're going with goaltenders now. It's, there was a time where goalies were all like 260 pounds. Yeah. Now most of these guys, following the Matt Vince, where they're very fit.
Yeah. Here is Darius Anderson, 81, running the ball. They pass it off, and the shot, quick release. Is that Ryan Johnson putting that one in?
I think that was number 71. Yes, Ryan Johnson.
So Darius Anderson, one of the players who was added to the Iroquois roster, running it up and hands it off for an early goal here.
Johnson didn't get any goals yesterday, but looked pretty comfortable there in front of the net, and completely fools de Guzman with the over-the-shoulder shot.
Another face-off win for Bo Columbus. And Poland will move it ahead. And Jaden Smith just going to the turf. But he gets back up and fights his way through. A little pick by Cart. Long pass across the far side to Lucas Ferreira. He hands it off. And Eric Anderson looking for a cutter. Callan Martin to the net. Nice save. Cecil Jacobs. And he's already looking pretty athletic, bouncing around in that crease. Oh, and a crease violation. Poland cutting through. The player with the ball touched.
I think it's the player with the ball cut through the crease just barely from behind the net.
Nice hustle back there.
That was almost over and back.
Almost. They hadn't quite gotten across the line. It was Isaiah Skitters racing back to get it. It's a long outside shot late in the 30. Nice scoop by Christian Lamb, but then throws the ball away. Little jitters it looks like from Poland so far.
Yeah, little bit of pressure from Iroquois, and a couple times Poland had difficulty getting the ball out of their end.
There's a shot, a bouncer that gets past to Guzman, just past his left foot. That's Darius Anderson, so these additions are helping. Skitters hustling back to get the ball. Anderson with an assist, and now a goal on the goal.
Yeah, and you mentioned that Darius Anderson never played yesterday. That's freezes the defenseman as he winds up for the shot and then takes those extra couple of steps. And you're right, the additions have contributed quickly. Not a real hard shot, but a little bit of a twister fools the goaltender.
Penalty coming as Columbus's helmet comes off. David Anderson, you're kind of just tied up. Oh, high sticking call. Now, high sticking is a major. No, I think
he's not calling it a high sticking. Yeah.
Illegal cross check. Okay, that's good because I think that would definitely not be high. That's just a battle for a loose ball, and he did take the helmet off. But on the replay, you'll see I didn't see any intent.
Yeah, that
kind
looks
of
unintentional.
Yeah,
and I was actually surprised the helmet came off so easily.
Yeah, sometimes guys need to just buckle up their helmets a little tighter. I don't know, Bo Columbus gets a call out of it. Hard shot, ricochets off Jacobs. Columbus will try and get there. Oh, the two Poland players run into each other. And it's scooped up. Here comes Johnson again. He's still got the ball with 3 red Polish jerseys around him. Boy, we like the white Poland jerseys. I think the red ones might be even sharper.
Did Johnson play yesterday? Because
he did. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't notice him so much yesterday, and already he's a big part of this game.
I'm thinking the same thing because he was playing. I remember thinking he didn't, do a lot during the game, which is funny when they only had, they were down to 11 runners for a good part of the game. But he's really stepped things up today. Bucal at the top of the power play. He's going to get the ball back here from Ferreira. Gives it back to him, sets a pick. Ferreira goes the other way, but bounces it home anyway.
Very nice shot by Ferreira.
Everybody going 5-hole. They know these goalies are having to adjust. We saw Dustin Hill yesterday.
You made that good point yesterday. Going from the wood stick that most of these goalies use in the summer to the smaller international rule stick. But this, the pick comes and he goes the opposite way.
Completely ignores it.
Yeah. And I don't know if that fooled the defender a little bit who read the pick coming.
Right, the defender was fighting through the pick. Maybe that's what Ferreira saw, was the defender was getting over top of the pick. So he's like, I'll just step the other direction. Doug Powlis going in for Iroquois on the face-off, and he might just win this one. It's still up for grabs. And it will be.
Good little interference by Doug Powlis as his teammate picked up the ball, he got his body in the way.
Isaiah Skitters wound up coming out with it. It's kind of funny, that is a face-off win for Doug Powlis, who did contribute, but by then, there's not much to do with the actual drive of the circle, right?
Yeah, it's a loose ball battle.
Officially, it is recorded as a face-off win. Outlet pass up to Armistead. I wasn't sure that was going to get there in time, but it did. Now there's a 2-on-1. Martin, nice pass across. Big save, Jacobs, with Eric Anderson right on top of him. Anderson was losing his balance a bit, trying to stay out of the crease. Sort
Yeah,
of a falling shot.
I would have to disagree with you on the nice pass. I think that pass was a little too far ahead.
Yeah.
That he had to reach forward, then pull his stick back.
I was saying nice pass as he made it because it was it was the right decision, but maybe
Yes,
not
it
the
was.
execution. See, there's another good decision pass by Bo Hunter. Didn't quite connect with Kynan Francis. Bo Hunter comes away with it, tries to bounce it off the back of the goalie.
And that wouldn't count if it
No,
went
it
in.
wouldn't.
And it doesn't even count as a shot for a reset.
No. The reason being, if anyone is not sure, that to count as a goal, the head of the stick has to be in front of, above the goal line when the ball is released.
Yeah, and I think that rule is consistent in pretty much every box league.
The summer actually has some different rules on that. I'd have to go over because it's something about it can be a goal and can't be a reset or vice versa. And I mean, I'll admit I've bounced around among leagues a bit, during the summer as well. And I talk to officials, I go down and check with them, but it's not always easy. What a play there. The ball comes loose. It's picked up right on top of the crease by Hedo Smith. Gets a shot off after he knocked it loose when de Guzman was trying to corral it. Eventually, Armistead takes the outlet pass and Poland sets up. Here's Hucal. We're past the midway point of the first quarter. Bit of a slower scoring pace than we've gotten used to in some of these games in this Group B. Remember, the scores were 20-14 for Poland over the U.S., 21-20 for Iroquois over the U.S. in overtime.
Yeah, each of these teams scoring 20 or more in their first game.
Oh, behind the back pass, didn't quite connect with Jeremy Bomberry, who was quite excellent yesterday. Over the shoulder check, doesn't get him loose. David Anderson to Bomberry. There's the cutter. Oh, nice finish.
Nice goal.
Isaiah Skidders takes the pass. Quick little fake and tucks it home.
And we're really getting different guys contributing to the offense this game. Another player who played yesterday, he wasn't on the score sheet, but nice finish. And I gotta wonder if they've switched up some guys from defense to offense.
I honestly don't think Skidders played yesterday. Do you remember seeing him?
No, but I didn't remember Ryan Johnson either.
That's true. I know Johnson played. I do remember seeing him. I feel like Skidders may not have been here.
Yeah, we had him on our list, definitely.
Yeah,
but
yeah, we
you're
did.
right, he might not have.
We also had Chase Scanlon on our list, and he wasn't here.
And
So
I don't think he's here today either.
no. He is officially scratched. He was on the list again today and scratched. It's just a matter of who was able to get here with some of the other commitments they had going on. Obviously, the big one being Akwesasne playing last night. Great pass across. It just bounces off Smith's stick, and then he's going to go loose ball push,
Yeah,
and Martin goes after him.
took his eye off the ball for just a second.
Yeah. Armistead with a little pressure from Bo Hunter. And if you're wondering about Bo Hunter's name, it is Wagaliat. There's a hard shot by Cieslawski. So if you're wondering, but I did talk to him before the game, and I had him pronounce it, and again, so it's Wagaliat, but he said, yeah, I go by Bo. He prefers Bo, so we're going with Bo Hunter. Cecil Jacobs comes up with that loose ball, whips a pass that is going to be a shot. Cecil Jacobs shot on net.
Well, he was trying to lead Kevin Hill there, and just a little bit ahead.
Would have been beautiful if it had worked. It was a nice little two-hopper. Drive to the net and a goal. Great finish by Ferreira as Lucas Ferreira goes hard to the crease.
Second goal for Ferreira. The game he scored 2 in the first game against the U.S. And again, showing great instinct. Beats a man down low. Let's watch. The defender comes up and he, again, the pick is coming. He chooses to ignore the pick and take it to the net.
It's the theme of the day.
Yeah.
Ignore your picks.
Sam Gowan was playing defense, and sometimes you know, when you're defending, you see a pick coming, you're so sure that the player's going to go that way, you cheat with his step. And
maybe
Ferreira,
overcommit a bit.
Yeah, and I don't know if Ferreira's actually planning that or just taking it to the net.
There's a shot underhand by Kolodka. On the other side, Columbus had gone and sent a big pick, and Aaron Fox McKenzie just battled through it. Here they are fighting again. Columbus gets past Fox McKenzie, gets a shot off, but Jacobs with the save. Here comes Darius Anderson. We've seen what he can do as he leaves it there for Francis. This is Jeremy Bomberry. That's a dangerous left side. I think that the skill factor stepped up a bit for their left side with these guys there. They actually got 4 lefties now with Bo Bohunter out there as well, who's going to the net right on top of the
delayed penalty.
Oh, wide open. Isaiah Skidders got through everyone. It was like the Red Sea parted, which is perfect because Poland's wearing their reds.
Yes.
So Wyatt Smith heading to the box. It's going to be 2 for the illegal cross check.
I'm not sure I saw where the penalty was there. I mean,
That's not him. I think it's going to be over on the far side. Yeah, we started a bit early. So lefty strong for Iroquois. There's Smith. Pressure from Colress way out to the boards. He gets back in his position. Bomberry, though, will fire it through where he might have been. Oh, no goal. Mark Thompson, the top ref, says illegal pick.
Oh, that was a waste of a great shot.
Oh, man, Jeremy Bomberry can rip it, eh?
He did that a number of times yesterday. You know, they started off the power play looking back doors, and I think when the goalie settled into the crease, he just started picking corners.
Yeah, he'd wind up for the big shot, but turn it into a fake throw back door to David Anderson a couple of times for beautiful goals. And here comes a penalty now. Was that right on the ball?
Yes.
If so, that's Darius Anderson. They need to take this shot. It's going to go wide. I mean, to my mind, when you're on the power play and there's a delayed penalty coming against the other team, you just shoot as soon as you can.
Yeah,
so you get the maximum time on the 5-on-3. Unless you've got something developing. Anyway, let's see what the call is here.
No, but they weren't going to be a 5-on-3 because they were shorthanded, right?
Now that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
You actually wait as long as possible.
It's the other way around, yeah.
So they were right and I was wrong.
Yeah.
And away we go. We're 4-on-4 now. Jaden Smith whips it across to Ferreira. Kolodka thought about taking a shot. Now Columbus Wilth got through a bunch of legs.
A long shot,
Jacobs.
but there was a nice screen there. That was pretty dangerous.
And kind of a moment of hesitation for Cecil Jacobs. Again, this is his first time.
Good
Oh,
job.
to Columbus. Great turnover. Goes to the net. Save. No, it's in.
He was in
No,
the
he was
crease.
in the crease, though. The ball did get
that-
in, but Columbus was in there. Perfect call.
If Columbus was not lying on the crease, that would have been a good goal.
And the thing, Cecil Jacobs made the save earlier, kind of left the ball sitting there for a bit because in the summer, and this is his first game of the summer not playing CLA summer rules, where the opponents can't reach into your crease at all.
Oh, that's
the
right,
ball
yeah.
can just sit there, right? So he was just leaving it for his defender, and then all of a sudden sees the guy coming after it, and realized he'd better pounce on it. That stop made by de Guzman. Gouchard is up ahead. He spins around for some reason. And got a bit of a break because the ball popped out of his stick,
Yeah, I
which
think
made it a loose ball
he was
push.
losing it anyhow. If they don't pick it up soon, they're going to lose it.
Yeah, you can see a couple of the Iroquois players saying, go be ready, because if it's going to be blown into. We saw it once yesterday where a team didn't have a player at the faceoff dot.
That's right.
And it was
They
blown
went
in.
without him.
Open chance, another save by Jacobs, who's been sharp. Poland really generating some offensive chances. Nice catch on the run by Ryan Johnson, who has probably made more noticeable plays in the first 12 and a half minutes here than he did yesterday.
Yeah.
So great to see him stepping up his game. Here comes Wyatt Smith out of the box. He'll hustle back into the defensive set, and it's picked off. Now he goes to the benches. He'll try and get a forward out to join Gabriel Colress on the run. He's just going to peel out. Almost knocked down by Bo Bohunter. Was taken by Columbus. Gets it ahead to Smith. So it is a power play for Poland now for 10 more seconds. Pass to Kolodka, he's gonna shoot. That one comes out. Boy, if that was 2 seconds later. Now, Anderson steps out. And it's a good thing for Poland. They got that rebound.
Paying attention to.
He's way down the floor. The Polish bench is screaming, penalty coming. He had just stepped out of the box and gone down to the opposite restraining line.
That's undisciplined play by Poland. You know, you're playing offense, but somebody's got to be aware of who was that came out of the box.
It was Darius Anderson.
Yeah, Darius Anderson was just up the floor. Nobody within 60 meters of him.
Well, and he took a couple of steps toward the defensive zone and then just changed course when he saw there was a shot coming. And
some teams, you see in the NLL, some teams won't even take that shot late in the power play.
Pretty much, everyone. I mean, once you get under about 6 seconds, right?
They're waiting.
Generally, they won't take it. For specifically that reason. Cal back to Ferreira, Kolodka down low. Smith cuts through the middle, but nothing really coming up yet. Columbus gets a pick. Space for Ferreira. Oh, the rebound came out to Smith off the Jacobs save, but couldn't quite handle it. Anderson can't catch that pass. He's going to track it down, be the first guy there, though. Columbus chasing him. Columbus quite comfortable, of course, as a defender.
I love Columbus's game.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing offense, but you could see
why he's penalty such a good coming defender. To him now.
They called a slash. I'll have to see a replay of that.
Columbus, it's not on Carton, it's not the Six Nations player.
I don't know, because
it's on Carton.
Yeah. Oh, he called that slash. I didn't think it was much, but yeah, Columbus was fine.
Oh, it's the player's down, right?
And it's really unnecessary. Like you've got him pinned.
Yeah.
You don't have to slash it, you know. And you could definitely see that Columbus has that composure to play defense.
Yeah. Nice little fake, cutting through the middle. Oh, just missing. Had everything but the finish for David Anderson. But a few beautiful finishes yesterday. Big check by Armistead. But the ball's going to ricochet around to Jeremy Bomberry. 3 to shoot. Hill gets the shot off. Nice grab there by Armistead as it came hot off the boards. Gets it over to Gushiora. But he is stripped, and Hill all alone onto Guzman. Oh, post back and out.
Gushiora better say thank you to the goaltender.
Another save by de Guzman. That wouldn't have counted. Actually, it may have gone in, but you can't just tap it in.
No.
So the rule there is you can't just swat the ball to direct ball, and you have to have it possessed in the mesh of your stick. Doesn't have to be much, but you have to direct it, get it in the mesh. As the quarter ends, a valiant effort by Jaden Smith, a little bit high, and we are through 15 minutes of play. It's 3-2 in favor of Iroquois over Poland. Pretty good first quarter. We'll see how things shape up as we keep going. I'm Stephen Champ with Brian Shanahan. This is the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Here are the highlights from the first quarter,
Well,
Shanny.
beautiful shot by Ryan Johnson behind the back to make it 1-0 for Iroquois. They went up 2-0 before this power play where Lucas Ferreira makes a nice play, ignores the pick, goes down low and scores. But shortly after, we get a nice goal by Skidders to stretch the lead to 3-1. But it's Lucas Ferreira again going down low, beating his man and bouncing it. And I think you're right. A lot of these guys are trying a lot of bounce shots between the legs. And the reason that you suggested, and I agree, is that these goalies, most of these goalies use big wooden sticks in the summer, and all of a sudden they're going to international rules with a smaller plastic stick, and there's a little bit more room open in a 5-hole, especially if they're not used to playing it.
It's such a different thing. I mean, you think the size is one thing, but it's also the way you set yourself. The sticks sit differently on the ground. I've talked to a number of goalies, and they say it's completely different. I think the classic example is Anthony Cosmo, who was such an active goalie in the winter in the NLL, where he was one of the all-time greats. And then in the summer, he was almost like a statue because he was so good at his positioning with the big wooden stick. He knew he had the 5-hole. He would just set himself. He was so good at determining where shots were coming from that he'd barely move. And it was like two different goalies. But to make that switch,
I'm always amazed the NLL goalies can make that switch. You know?
Yeah. Here comes Aaron Fox McKenzie, and Iroquois go to the power play for 36 seconds, but it will be a short-handed marker. What a shot. Jaden Smith just drops the head of the stick and finds a hole.
Yeah, very nice shot by Smith. And you see, I don't know if he knew it was short-handed or not because the Iroquois player had gone up the floor. It's a nice little pick to give him a little bit extra room. That's Bo Columbus again, who's been great all over the floor, sets his little pick, and that gives him room to step into it. But it is a perfect one, and I think, again, it looks like it was a 5-hole.
Yeah, it was either 5-hole or just beside the other side of the foot. Either way, nice low shot. The officials having a talk here. I'm not sure what they're discussing. Oh, they're looking at the game sheet.
Well, I hope there's not some weird technicality that's, we definitely know that Iroquois added some players today to the game sheet. I think we saw, who was it, number 81? That's Darius Anderson going to the penalty box before the game to sort of check in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I talked to Gawa Schindler, the GM of the team, and he said, they were going to be very much game time arrivals as they drove down from Akwesasne. Good on these players for making the trek the night after they're eliminated.
A tough series, yeah.
It was a really tough 5-game, best of 5, goes to a 5th game against the Six Nations Rebels. There was a lot of talk among the First Nations communities about how this was such a huge deal. Poland's sending a player over to the penalty box, Lucas Ferreira, and
they haven't
put the goal hasn't gone up.
They haven't put the goal up.
Now he's going back. But they're having Akwesasne and Six Nations facing off for the Ontario Junior B Championship and a berth in the Founders Cup. It was huge, and Brandon Francis, who is listed as one of the coaches on this team, was coaching Akwesasne and saying, "This is the biggest day in our community in a long time." As they hosted that game, and now a player has gone over. Christian Lamb for Poland has gone across, and I hope the goal counts because I hate to see that affected. I get that you have to have the administrative details, but I don't like it when it affects the.
Yeah, I don't like it when it affects what's going on the floor.
If you have to give him a penalty, you give him a penalty, but.
We see if we can find out what it is. If you're able to contact Chris Fox or down there. Well, here's the goal that we hope counts, and it's Jaden Smith. A nice pick comes from Bo Columbus, and it's a outside shot, but
doesn't look like it's going to count.
They haven't put the goal up, and they were already one man short. They're another man short now.
Wow! So instead of being 3-3 and down a man after the shorthanded goal, they're down 3-2 and 2 men short. Just 12 seconds left on the first penalty. Now Columbus goes to the bench, and they're a bit slow getting their other man out. And eventually, Planchinski does get on the floor.
I don't think he intended a hand that ball right to the goalie when he threw it out.
No. Cart gets out of the box. Lamb's still there for another minute 20, so Iroquois will try to extend their lead. So it's officially announced as delay of game.
But
it's got to be a problem with the sheet. There's a hard shot by Bonbury off the boards. Kynan Francis gets there first, but it is taken away. Nice work by Colrus.
Yeah, I don't think he realized, though. He had Cart wide open up the floor.
Well, he did have 3 Iroquois jerseys surrounding him, too. I think
easy for me
he was just trying to get out of it, yeah.
Okay, so
now
so
the goal has gone up on the board, so.
Well, when we get a second, we'll contact Chris Fox and
Yeah.
find out exactly what happened there.
Oh, nice pickoff by Cart.
Just the shot clock and the penalty clock is almost the same, so they will probably try to kill the rest of this penalty.
Yeah. Oh, it
Or
is
they
virtually
should.
identical. Cart will toss it over to Colrus. Some pressure for Iroquois. Now I think they're resigned to the fate of this power play ebbing away on them. So Hukal not really getting pushed too much. And he'll just roll it into the corner. Lamb will come out. He doesn't know what to do because the official yelled, close the door.
He closes the door. and
He
instead
started to run back, then he went, go to the
make up
bench.
his mind
Now
what
he's
he
just going to
should
go
do.
play D. My goodness. There's a chance David Anderson, he's going to land in the crease. Oh, and it's going to be a push in the back. Probably a good call, as Anderson was knocked down from behind, so it'll be a possession foul, and he'll get the ball.
Very nice save by de Guzman, but
Now there's a penalty to
too many
Iroquois.
on the floor.
Yeah.
Iroquois.
Yeah, they had 5 guys in the offensive zone, and Kevin Hill was down at the other end of the floor. So that's a fairly obvious one.
Yeah, after a nice save by de Guzman, Iroquois gets a second chance because of this late push into the crease.
Not so much of a push, actually.
No.
He was kind of leaning and lost his balance.
Well,
It's easy to see on the replay. I mean, at the time when they called it, I thought it seemed like a fine call. And then you watch the replay, and it's like, geez, I don't know if there was even much contact. And, of course, the benefit we have watching the replays, and sometimes being up here helps as well. There are times being down on the floor gives you a distinct advantage in seeing things, but you and I have a great view, Shanny.
Oh, yeah,
and
perfect
sometimes
spot.
we don't have any players in the way, and these refs have to look around people. There's a lot of stuff to be responsible for. So, again, all kinds of credit to them for the job they do. Poland on the power play. Nice cut by Ferreira, but the pass doesn't quite connect. Hukal tracks it down. Columbus gives it back to him. 10 on the shot clock. Ferreira around the pick, scores! And Poland pulls ahead with the power play marker. So they go shorthanded, then power play to get the lead.
yeah, so far they've got 4 goals, 2 power plays, 1 shorty. And this guy, Lucas Ferreira, has 3 of their goals. This time he uses the pick. It comes around, he steps around and takes the outside shot. I love the slow-mo there.
5-hole again.
In and out.
Here, I was actually just hoping we'd see this shot, and you see just inside the foot. And that's a great angle to see that replay because that's a perfect illustration. With his wooden stick, Cecil Jacobs just stands there in his position, doesn't have to move, or it's best not to move, and the stick just catches that ball. Big swing by Paulus, trying to get the ball free, but Columbus comes out with it again and gives it to Ferreira. Pulling up 4-3. We thought this would be tight based on what was going on in the previous games, and now we're going to have another penalty to Iroquois. De Guzman sprints to the bench to get a 6th attacker. They've got some time to work with here. Kolodka. 4 righties. Columbus ducks underneath Paulus. Bouncer, that's going to go off Jacobs, which will give them the ball back. They get it anyway, though. Of course, the illegal cross-check penalty will send them back to the man advantage.
And this, you know, we played, or the Iroquois has played 1 game and a quarter, and it's definitely been a theme of too many penalties.
This one, Isaiah Skidder's taking the cross-checking call.
I mean, a number of times yesterday against USA, it looked like the Iroquois had put them away, and then a rash of penalties allowed the U.S. team to get back in, and that's, you know, that might have been sold a little bit, but
I think it's also a matter of a player at a certain angle just kind of loses his balance, whether you're meant to embellish or just recognize. I think sometimes players are just like, oh, I'm getting pushed down, I'll let myself go. Like, not that you're diving, but you just don't fight to retain your balance. Nice save there by Jacobs. It's in his gear. And he will literally hand it off, and here's a nice couple of passes to get the ball across center floor.
Oh my.
Wow, wide open is Bomberry. There's a save by, no, it's a goal.
I think it went in. And this is just a terrible misplay by Poland.
They just lose Bomberry.
And there was 3 Polish players back on D. I don't know how they didn't see Bomberry. Look here, they look like they're all settled. Oh my gosh, this is just no idea he's there. I don't know if Bomberry went invisible or quiet for a while, but
he is so slippery. I mean, he's just got a great sense of finding space, but well, I'm not sure anybody has that great a sense. Somebody had to catch him. Short-handed goal to tie it up for Iroquois.
That was after 3 straight goals by Poland.
Yeah. So both teams now getting short-handed. Good trail check attempt, but well defended by Montour, holding on to the ball. Francis rolls across the top. Iroquois still short-handed for another minute 15. As Austin Sky tosses it back up to Francis. Cart on him. Francis trying to go through everybody. He stepped in the crease and then came out to play the ball. Oh, and it's picked off, knocked down. Anderson fighting for it. It's an illegal push on Poland. So Iroquois will get the ball, and that was just a bit of a lackadaisical pass out by Cart.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy.
That shot was blocked, and you can hear the Poland coaches yelling, "Where's your man?"
Yeah.
And one of them they were talking with Jeremy Bomber, who was wide open. He's back on D now.
Oh my.
Nice moves by Jaden Smith, but lost the ball.
Jaden Smith had made a beautiful play to scoop up that loose ball. I thought we were going to see a tremendous goal.
How about the hustle by Jeremy Bomberry to get back on defense after being way up in the offensive zone and passing players from both sides to get back and put pressure on there. Smith can't quite grab that one. Looks up the shot clock. Realized he had to get it quickly to get a shot off. Couldn't get it. And go back the other way. 10 seconds left on the Iroquois penalty to Skitters. And Anderson whips it ahead to Bowhunter. He's going to the net. Shot goes high. It bounces way out. Billy be tracked down by Austin Sky. Keeps it from going over and back.
Some really nice trickery by Bowhunter. We saw it in the winning goal yesterday against the U.S. And there sometimes he's so good at avoiding a hit, taking it to the net.
There he fights through 2 checks, gets a shot through the 5-hole, but de Guzman got just enough of it with his bottoms.
That's some great skill, though, by Bowhunter. Yeah.
He has had a lacrosse stick in his hands pretty much from birth.
Well,
the son of GM Kurt Stiers.
And you know, you and I have covered Rochester Nighthawks forever, and I don't think I've ever been to a Nighthawks game where I haven't seen him on the floor just fooling around.
Yeah.
You know, from when he was very young.
Yeah. I mean, being the son of Kurt Stiers, very much like being the son of a pro player where you're just there at the rink.
Look again.
And again, this one's knocked down by Hukal, but Bomber is behind him. They might need to just have someone on him. Here's a chance now going the other way for Szyslowski. He's got a man with him.
Oh, good
well played defensively. Switches hands, scores! What a play by Szyslowski, and then the penalty afterwards.
That was an excellent play because that 2-on-1 was pretty much nullified by great defense. They saw that Szyslowski was on the wrong side of the floor. Watch the defender the way he plays, just to take away the pass. And this, yeah, you want to give this shot. He switched hands.
Yeah. So poised. Like, that is fantastic composure to recognize the situation and realize you have time. Remember yesterday we were talking, you always have more time than you think.
Yeah.
And he realized it, took the time to switch hands and create an angle because he had nothing to shoot at.
Szyslowski's from Schaumburg, Illinois. Definitely, so an American player. Obviously, he probably grew up playing, field lacrosse, switching hands.
Yeah.
And it's not that often we see that as a big advantage in box
No.
lacrosse.
Generally, it's more of a waste of time.
Yeah, he turned that
But
to an
there,
advantage because
yep.
the defender saw I've got a righty on the wrong side of the floor. I'm going to give him the shot, and he just switched from righty to lefty.
So Poland pulls ahead 5-4 and goes straight to the man advantage as the penalty to Luke Montour on the cross check after the goal puts them right back a man up. Ferreira takes the pass. That's Columbus at the top of the power play. Remember the Tom Schreiber goal a couple years ago coming around?
Yeah.
Switched hands, fired one, and had his helmet come off too. But was allowed to complete the play, which was throwing it with his offhand lefty. Again, a guy with a field background.
And we don't see that too much in box lacrosse. It's not a huge advantage to switch hands. Now, taking the backhand, the over the shoulder, those
the around the world.
Yeah, those things I think really help in box lacrosse.
Bomberry watched closely by Colrus. Oh, nice short-handed goal there by David Anderson, who he just kind of lurks out on the wing, and then as soon as the lane's open, he's gone.
And not a lot of room, but he didn't need it. Like, you see the angle. Watch when Anderson gets it here. He doesn't get to step in really to improve his angle, but he was able to reach around. You talked about it yesterday with the head of the stick has eyes, and it found net.
Yes. David Anderson, fascinating. He's going to get a break from this faceoff. It'll be taken by Doug Pallas, but David Anderson is actually the grandson, as we were talking about last night, of Gaylord Pallas, one of the all-time legends of the game of lacrosse. And very cool story with getting it from his grandfather, the legacy being passed down through the generations.
Yeah, Gaylord, probably the first lacrosse name I ever remembered as a kid watching lacrosse on CHCH TV. That was a name you remembered.
Columbus' shot goes wide, comes right back to him, but you can't get it. And it's going to be an over and back. Poland still on the power play, but now with 27 seconds left, Iroquois should be able to kill it. But yeah, Gaylord Pallas, I mean, what?
One of the all-time greats. I can't even say that I remembered what he was like when I was a kid, but I've been told by many knowledgeable people was maybe the best ever.
Francis driving to the net and scores and making it look easy. Kynan Francis.
Yeah, another short-handed goal. That's sloppy defense. I think the one thing that these Poland coaches are going to have to take to the dressing room at halftime is they've got to tighten up their defense, especially when they're on the power play. That's two guys. Wyatt Smith got beat badly.
And I know a lot of defensive systems are structured to force the man low, to force him to the outside and down around, but you have to know you have help.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
I don't love it necessarily.
I see so many times where guys now are so good at, diving across and scoring on bad angles that I don't really like that.
Iroquois get possession, still short-handed for just 4 more seconds.
And Anderson's goal was short-handed as well, right?
It was, yeah. Those were both short-handed goals.
3 short-handed goals for Iroquois.
And both of those last 2 short-handed goals were just letting men get underneath.
Yeah. Well, every short-handed goal has been a misplay because the one was when Bomber is wide open too.
Hard rip by Hill, but that's going to go over and back. Tracking it down is John Armistead. We were back to even strength at 6-5.
Who scored that last goal? Was that Francis?
That was Kynan Francis, yeah. So at halftime, stay with us. It's been 5.5 minutes. We'll be joined by Oliver Marty, one of the coaches for the U.S. team. I'll be having a chat with him about what's going on with programs he's helping to run. Nice save by Cecil Jacobs on the hard underhand from Kolodka. Then the breakout pass to Johnson. Oh. And Iroquois had a bunch of guys on the floor. Not way onto the floor, but they just had about 3 guys getting to the bench.
A little early there, then they got another penalty on the play. And that again is another difference between the summer leagues and the the Pro League International rules. In the summer league, that would just be a turnover, offensive, too many men on the floor. And I really don't know why it's like that. When I grew up, it wasn't like that. It was
a penalty both ways?
Penalty either way,
when the change happened. I don't recall it happening. I just remember for the longest time now it's been that way. Too many men on offense, turnover, too many men on defense, penalty.
I don't really understand it. Because that definitely encourages you to cheat offensively.
Oh, for sure. Loose ball foul on Poland, and Cecil Jacobs going after the ball aggressively, steps into his crease, and wow, that did not hit anything. It bounces and heads up out of play. Kind of got away from him. I couldn't believe that didn't hit either the scoreboard or the gondola or the pipes or something.
And Skitters has to watch it, picking up that ball and not just dropping it.
International rules.
I think the referees seem to have almost relaxed a little bit on that rule.
I mean, technically, even if you roll it or hand it to the other team, it can be a delay of game. You have to just put it down.
And I kind of don't mind, as long as they're not throwing it in the corner.
Yeah. Now, this is a case we've talked about when Poland's going to get this ball anyway, but on a shot, to get a reset or a goal, the shot has to get to where it's going before the buzzer goes, before the 10-second count. But for the 10, as long as the ball is over the line, there's a shot and a save by Jacobs, goes straight back to Hukal. Nice backdoor save by Jacobs on the shot from Kolodka, but it doesn't have to be in possession. It just has to be over the center line, right? So.
And it's the referee's count. It's not always the same as what we see in the shot clock.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave it in the hands of the person running the 30-second clock. Boy, coaches get upset though when they see it get down to 20 on the shot clock and there's no call yet. Or if it's called when there's 22 on the shot clock and they say it's been 10 seconds. Good job by Poland to just let the 30 expire there, just hovering over the ball. Here they come, 12 seconds left on the Iroquois penalty. We'll see if Poland tries to get a shot off. Probably not, because they've only got 3 guys on the floor. Now 4. They need one more still.
They don't realize it.
There they go, and the penalty ends, so we were playing 4-on-4. Now we go even. That was a very strange sequence. It's loose. Columbus, the first guy there, 5 to get a shot off. Aaron Fox-McKenzie on him, but Columbus gets loose. Kolodka stopped by Jacobs.
That sure turned into a good scoring chance off that broken play with a lot of sloppiness.
Hill on the run, showing some speed. Save. Goes straight out to Francis. Another penalty coming.
I don't know.
This one's to Poland, and they've still got 6 guys on the floor, so that's easy.
Yeah.
They're all out there. They were all within the restraining line.
Oh, but that's not the call.
Oh, wait a second. It's an illegal cross check.
But you're right.
Okay.
They had 6 guys on the floor. So
wow.
They got away with one there.
Here's the shot. I don't know if the camera's going to pan out.
Yeah,
there's 3, there's 4. And I swear the other 2 were right down there as well.
Yeah,
Iroquois.
Trust us, there were 6 out there.
If they weren't inside the restraining line, they were about 2 steps outside it. Skitters, nice pass down. The save, though, by de Guzman. A bit of a hesitation by Smith. Here's Skitters with it back. Francis goes underneath. He's so athletic. Switches hands to be prepared for the pass. Skitters off the post, off the back of de Guzman. And ricochets out. Cart will come up with it. He's on the run. Just Bomberry back. He's got Wyatt Smith coming off the bench. He'll take the pass and tries the crease jump. Jacobs whips one down. Francis with a 2-on-1. Oh, and he just buries it. Switches hands, and Bo Hunter follows through with the celebratory fake shot.
And a power play goal for Iroquois. And that came off a scoring chance, shorthanded chance by Poland.
Yeah, and Kynan Francis, he just caught the tail end. He's switching to right because he switched to lefty.
I was just going to say,
to catch the ball.
He is a lefty, correct? I thought he was playing on the left side.
That's
most of his game.
I think he is a lefty.
Yeah. Yeah, that confused me, seeing him on that side of the floor.
We've had a couple of players switch in.
It was kind of odd, though, seeing Wyatt Smith for Poland being the first man off the bench on the fast
defender
break.
who's
a heavy defender. He's not exact. I wouldn't think he's known for his speed just from his build. I mean,
we haven't seen him blazing around the floor at this point in the tournament. So.
Yeah, no, and I'll pull his weight up here somewhere, too.
Do we have his scoring stats, too? I mean, maybe he's...
Yeah, Wyatt Smith, 5'10", 225 pounds. So, like, yeah, he's not built for speed. I'm sure he's got some pretty good defensive skills.
Poland to the power play. Minute and a half to go here in the half. It's 7-5 Iroquois. You know Poland would love to get one or even both of those goals. They trail back. And Jaden Smith, that's right into the belly pad, though, of Jacobs, who's looking up the floor. Jacobs immediately looking up every time he makes a save.
Oh, again.
Again, they lose a man. This time it's Bo Hunter.
That
pass
pass
connect.
was off, but they're sneaking behind. I mean, honestly, you think with a few little adjustments, this could be a very different game for Poland.
And there's a loose ball push. I think it's just possession. It is. Yeah, I mean, they've given up, 3 or 4 goals?
Yeah, where they've just absolutely lost their men. Just, and it's not any difficult strategies or anything. It's just look behind to see.
And again, they've only got 3 guys on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's just, it seems very strange. They're just having trouble with some of the basics. Just getting away from them today. Kolodka's pass gets away from Smith. They've got time, though, as it comes back to him. Anderson stumbles, gets up. They've still got 3 seconds. He can get a shot off. And he will, but it'll miss. And we'll see if Iroquois take a timeout. They might as well. You just get 1 per half, and there's less than 30 seconds to go. Well, I think they're just going to go ahead and run it.
Yeah.
They're not bringing Jacobs to the bench either. Oh, now he's looking.
He wants to come out.
Yeah, now he's coming. They've got lots of time, 17 seconds. No, he stops. And Francis takes the shot. And Poland will actually get possession.
He wisely saw that Francis was going to the net, so might as well stay.
Poland not taking a timeout. And then Armistead gets himself trapped at center, but manages to get out of it. But
look up the floor.
Yeah, there's 3 Iroquois players ahead. They're going to run out of time. That was just a kind of chaotic sequence for the last minute or so of that half. But an exciting game and a tight one again. Group B is the place to be in this tournament for excitement. Iroquois 7, Poland 5. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly with Oliver Marty. Stick with us. We'll be back in 2 minutes with that interview. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. This is the IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. World Junior Lacrosse Championship. As promised, I am joined by Oliver Marty, a Richmond, BC native who is now living in Connecticut, and you're helping coach this U.S. team with Roy Colsey, and you're helping run the Connecticut Box Lacrosse League, the CTBLLL?
Yes, correct.
That's too many L's. I got the L's going. But you've got a lot of experience in the box team yourself, and what you're seeing, my understanding is, you're seeing a lot of kids who get a taste of it and are loving playing box and just want more and more.
That's 100% correct. You know, I started helping Roy Colsey with the Superstar program a number of years ago. It's a youth program, just box lacrosse, from novice all the way up to the high school level. And the program has just seen extreme growth because kids love the sport. A lot of field lacrosse players, obviously in the U.S., great field players, but they also love getting in the box, and it really helps improve their skills. What we were seeing is there really wasn't an opportunity for them to get to the next level, you know, in box lacrosse as there is here in Canada, where you play through to juniors and then eventually senior. So we launched the Connecticut Box Lacrosse League with the hope of being able to deliver the next level so these kids can continue to develop and then potentially play in the NLL.
And, I mean, you followed that route, played in Minto Cups and Man Cups, and then you meet up with Roy Colsey, who is an former NLL star, scored 51 goals 1 year as an American player going into the league. And you guys, how did that connection happen, and what led to you guys saying, hey, let's make this league happen?
Well, for me, it was really, you know, for about 20 years there, I was really in the financial industry, managing money, and I'd actually played with the Saints for a couple years before Roy joined. So Roy came after me and had a very successful career there. And I went into the money management business, and 20 years later, when I came out, I really wanted to help continue to grow the game, and box lacrosse is one of my first loves. I had attended Brown University and played field there with some really great players, but always box lacrosse was my first love.
Yeah.
Roy is one of the few U.S. players that has really been able to learn the game and dominate in the game. You get, you know, guys today, obviously like Tom Schreiber, who have really been able to be successful in that field. Roy and I had a very good match and a good fit, and the same desire to really build the game of box lacrosse, not just for the players on the field to get better, but actually to then develop to go to the NLL.
Right. And how is it working for these guys? Because they're obviously, it's how long's the league been going?
So the Connecticut Box Lacrosse League had its first summer, and it's a really good question. In fact, we have 5 players on our U.S. team right now that really had never played box lacrosse until this June. And some of the ones that you've been talking about, including Griffin Schutz and Ian Murray and Christian Ronda. Just Jordan Ginder is just winning every draw. Yeah. So these kids are really taking their game to the next level, and you can see it within a short period of time already really doing well.
And we're going to look at a bit of what happened yesterday while we talk. We'll just run some of the plays. We were impressed, I mean, with some of the guys. John Fox is another one that plays for he was making that pass there, actually. Fox plays for the West Durham Ironheads, so Brian Shanahan and I thought, hey, this is a Canadian kid who has some U.S. heritage, but no, these are American kids who are developing in the game, and some of the skills, some of the comfort level they're showing on the box, that play by Colby Lensing on the back door to go up, come down, and just have the body control and the stick control, they're looking like box lacrosse players, more and more comfortable.
Oh, 100%. The players you mentioned there are workhorses for us. And, you know, Colby was on the team last year, and so we definitely have a good set of players that have played the game before, but haven't played for 10 years or 15 years like we're seeing with some of the teams out there in this tournament. And moreover, I'd say about half of these players have never really played before. And so
before this summer.
Exactly, before the summer. And so it's a work in progress. I think when you look forward in a number of years, you're going to see the talent in the U.S. really elevate and really be much better competitive.
One of the keys to me, I think, is getting those chances for reps. Last year, the U.S. team had some really, I thought, promising players. I talked to a bunch of them. I know 3 of them came up and played Junior A lacrosse this summer in Canada, and it was kind of a mixed bag for how it went for them because they just were going in as fifth-year juniors, or last-year juniors, first year for them, who didn't have the reps and really weren't prepared, I think, to handle that Junior A experience.
Well, that's exactly right. You know Kyle Worsley, obviously, who went up to Port Coquitlam.
Right,
and and you have a few success stories like Colin Monroe and what have you that have made that transition, and it's not easy. Even if you've played for a number of years, it doesn't compare to the game sense and the IQ you have if you've played since, for instance, I started when I was 5, and we tend to see that a lot with the Canadian players. And so eventually we're going to start to get that. Roy has 3 kids that are in his program that are, at that novice level, the bantam level, the midget level, and as these kids get older, they'll have that 10 years of experience, and I think you're going to see a pretty competitive match between the best, which right now is Canada by that standard, and the U.S.
I think one of the keys to me is getting, like you said, getting them in there so they're playing several years and getting up and playing the junior B circuit first. And having those years, like so many guys do, that even the Canadian guys start junior B, work up to junior A, and build up to the point where so they're not jumping in their last year and having the pressure of this is the year to do it.
It is, and you're seeing more of that. The problem is still first and foremost is college, and these kids are great field players. These American players, they want to go to college, and the summers are extremely busy with tournaments, and so it's very hard to miss those to take a summer off to go up to Canada. Those that do go. It's probably the best experience of their life, but it's very hard to give that up. College is right there in front of them, and that tends to be what their focus is. It'll take some time to change.
I know we need to wrap. I would say, I hear so many college coaches saying, hey, play box lacrosse. I feel like that balance would work out pretty well. I can't really give you a chance to respond because we do have to go to break and get rolling, but thanks so much, Oliver Marty, for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. We'll be back to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship.
Score is 7-5 for Iroquois over Team Poland, and we'll show you some highlights now. This was first goal of the game. Ryan Johnson, beautiful goal behind the back shot to make it 1-0. And then on the power play a little bit later, Lucas Ferreira scores his first goal to make it 2-1. But Skidder scores for Iroquois to extend it to 3-1. This is still the first quarter. And late in the first quarter, Ferreira gets his second goal as he drives down low to the net. And that first quarter ended 3-2, but into the second quarter, good start for Poland. A shorthanded goal by Jaden Smith. That tied the score at 3-3. They actually take a lead on the power play. Ferreira scores his hat-trick goal. That gave them a 4-3 lead. But after that, shorthanded goal by Bomberry, and I think we're going to say that a few times, short-handed goals. He sneaks behind the defense, just a misplay by the Polish defense. And here's a beautiful goal, 2-on-1. Szydlowski switches hands. That ties it, or actually that makes the score 5-4 for Poland. But after that point, it was all Iroquois. That's David Anderson scoring a short-handed goal. A little later, it's Francis scoring a short-handed goal. And then Francis, notice he's a lefty there. We're going to see him come down as a righty. He has it on his left, switches to right, and that extends the lead to 7-5 for the Iroquois. And we're about to start the second half.
That's perfect timing.
I'm covered for you.
Yeah, I just needed a quick moment there after the interview. I really enjoyed that chat with Oliver Marty, talking about the Connecticut Box Lacrosse League and what he and Roy Colsey are doing to try and give players in Connecticut, eventually more broadly, I think, in the U.S., the chance to play not just when they get to the college level or older or later, but to start at a young age and get the chance. Oh, what a start. I thought that was in.
Yeah.
Lucas Ferreira with the shot. If we can get a chance to look at that again, I'd be very curious.
Well, as we mentioned, there's no challenges in this tournament. And, if that was the NLL, you'd probably see a flag thrown to at least get another look.
Yeah, you'd see coaches looking up at the screen.
Yeah.
If it's the home team, that had that goal, that possible, the screen would be filled with that replay.
Yeah.
Iroquois get the ball back after the shot, and they're counting down. There was no reset. It was reset accidentally.
That's right, and there the player knew that even though it showed 25 seconds on the shot clock, there was only a couple seconds left.
And what happens in that case, if you're not familiar with it, Mark Thompson, the ref, starts counting it down. Here we go. A look at that shot by Ferreira. He's going to come to the far side. Oh, sorry, we talked through it. Apparently we just showed it. Here is Kolodka. Hard shot. Now that one's in. No doubt about that. What a rip by Kolodka. He had 6 yesterday, or Tuesday. That's his first today, I believe, but that is a goal.
And we were waiting to see him show up in this game because, as you mentioned, he was on fire in the first game with 6 goals, and there he finally shows the shot that he has, the ability he has. This is a ripper to the top corner. And just coming across the traffic, and he takes that shot. I would say he was on the run, but he managed to plant his feet for a second, and that's just a fantastic shot and exactly what Poland needed.
And if you can manage that properly where you are running, you plant that lead foot and can pivot your weight on it, it can really drive your power into the shot, right? As he takes that sidearm to the top corner. Absolutely glorious. And a nice little pick by Chris Szydlowski. There's a chance at the other end for Kynan Francis. Stopped by de Guzman. Armstead looking for the ball, gets it. Lamb will sprint to the bench. Armstead will follow his lead, down to 11 on the shot clock for Poland.
And Poland has been slow getting their offense on the floor. You mentioned that last quarter.
Yeah.
It might be more difficult. This one further to run. Oh.
That's an illegal pick.
Now, that was a penalty yesterday. We'll see if it's a penalty again today. That late shot.
Yeah, I think we are having somebody come to the box.
That was actually the call on U.S. late in the game against Iroquois, a late shot that led to the tying goal.
Yeah.
And I'd say this was more blatant than it was yesterday.
Lucas Hucal will head to the box. 3 Iroquois players gathering at center floor to have a chat. Now here's the one that we thought was a goal. No, it's off the post.
It looks like
yeah,
hit
the ref's got
the bottom post.
Yeah, I think so. Trying to watch both. The live action is a goal on the back. No, a save by de Guzman. That's another one that almost went in. Bo Bowhunter on the back door. What a save by de Guzman to get over there. Cart takes the pass. He's got one with him. He's going to drive to the net. Gets a shot a little bit wide. And Poland with 3 runners up in the offensive zone. They've got 1 guy back, so they're okay. Nice job by Armstead to not let Bo Bowhunter be left alone, as we've seen so many times so far in the game. So obviously, the coaching staff talking to the Poland players, especially the defenders, about being attentive to who's up there.
And it's especially been when they're on the power play.
Yeah. Armistead comes up with it, lobs it ahead. There are 2 Polish players there, nobody coming to him. Now there's one coming out as Placzynski gets it across. It's grabbed by Cart.
And Cart's played a good game.
So we're going to be catching up as when we get a chance, we're going to take a look at that last goal. So be ready. The last non-goal, the save by de Guzman. So be ready for that. Shot clock winding down, and Ferreira just lobs it in the far corner. Perfect placement. Here we go. Watch this shot by Bo Hunter.
No, he gets his stick on it,
Yeah.
Guzman.
And then off the post.
Yeah, Bo Hunter was putting that in, and that stick came across to, like you said, deflect it into the post.
Great athletic save by de Guzman. Pass tips away from Skitters, but is tracked down, no problem. Austin Sky gets it. Winding up, back to Skitters. Low to high, a little too high. It's going to go over and back. Smith wants to get there. If he can get it, he gets a reset. It's no goal. It was saved by Cecil. Oh no, they're going to say he gets possession.
What was the whistle?
The whistle is for the over and back, but I don't.
They shouldn't be blowing the whistle when he's picking it up on a breakaway, though.
No, I thought I should have kept going. And they actually, I guess the goal wouldn't have counted if it had gone in. So, I don't know, maybe
Why,
a break
though?
because it had been blown down.
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
don't
It shouldn't
understand why
have been called.
they blew that down.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just think that's what did happen. So Jaden Smith now with the ball, taking his time. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. I mean, the benefit, of course, is they can kill the rest of this penalty.
they get the
it
ball
ends
back.
now, and Hukal comes back out.
So, now that
And
he
he's the
didn't
guy to
score,
look
you don't
for
mind.
right now. No, he's not even going to head up. There's not enough time. Illegal pick on Calvin Martin. That's not a bad play, actually. Throw a hard pick as your 30's about to expire.
Yeah,
You're going to give the ball up anyway. See what you can do. There's Bomberry behind the back to Francis. I think it was tipped on the way there. Grabbed by Armistead, knocked loose. Armistead trying to get it again. Bo Hunter zips in, and he almost had it. He's kind of pitchforked out of the way by Armistead, and that's going to lead to possession for Iroquois. And Armistead has to be careful. He took a swipe at the ball. If he'd hit it, that would have actually been a delay of game.
Right.
There's Smith going in the net, and a penalty for him running into the goaltender.
And I agree with that one.
Oh no, it's just a reset.
I thought I thought they were calling for a penalty too, and I was fine with it.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a hard run into the goalie, but he went straight in. That's the thing. You usually want them to take an angle to try and avoid.
Yeah.
That shot goes wide. It's going to be grabbed by Wyatt Smith back out of the offense. He's going to try and bull his way to the net, loses the ball. It's snagged right away. And
We're
away
having
goes
a
Johnson.
little wrestling match here too.
And Smith is going after a player, and he was about a foot away from getting tossed out of
I'm
the
not
game.
so sure he didn't take a swing. And we saw that yesterday with the player who was
Peyton
thrown
Fox
out for a
got
punch,
kicked
yeah.
out. So Hyatt Smith is into the box. He looks a little surprised that he's going. I don't know why he'd be
I was
surprised.
wondering if he thought that he might be going out. Illegally.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'd say there's no question that was
So illegal cross check,
wrestle.
yeah, to Luke Montour, sorry. And then Wyatt Smith was unsportsmanlike conduct. 2 minutes apiece. We'll stay 5-on-5.
And it's been a very clean tournament. The referees have done a great job of making sure that situations like that don't escalate.
Yeah, they've been pretty strict. Now, let's take a peek at what happened there. I just want to see how that developed. And now, but we're going 4-on-4, which confuses me. Okay, now we're coming to 5-on-5. So here's Smith going through the middle.
And that's just good defense. And he threw that man down. That could have been a hold, but and that may have been a hit while he was down.
And he actually was saved from himself by the officials.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether they called him for roughing or not, but just pulling the man down with him probably warranted a penalty.
Well, the thing, I mean, the slashing call was coming. They would have been on the power play. So it's just not a disciplined play. It's a bit selfish, to be honest. Here's Smith with it. Again, we stay 5-on-5 because offsetting penalties do not affect manpower in international rules. There's a drive to the net. Nice save by Jacobs. Crease violation.
On Ferrero, yes.
Yep, for sure. He landed right in the crease. The ball was still in play. 5 minutes into the third quarter, 7-6 Iroquois. Here comes Jeremy Bomberry to the offensive set. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. This is the WJLC. There's an illegal pick.
That should be a penalty too.
Yeah,
they were calling
it is.
You know, they made that call consistently for the late shot. You got to call it. And that was, you know, we talk about throwing the aggressive picks. That was an aggressive pick that the referee, I thought, hesitated on the call. I think when he realized it turned into such a good scoring chance, he figured he better call that for an illegal pick. And then we saw the late shot.
So Bomberry goes for 2 for delay with the shot after the whistle. And Poland with the power play advantage. Now, Iroquois have, 3 shorthanded goals, right?
3 shorthanded goals. Poland has scored 2 on the power play, but a lot of the 3 shorties.
I would guess they're going to be far more disciplined.
And it's
I'm
been
sure they've been
nothing
spoken
they've
to.
done. It really hasn't been the transition. It's been just not covering a man in their end.
Yeah. Kolodka's shot is blocked. It's going to come out. Be grabbed by Cole Powless. Gets it ahead to Kevin Hill. Columbus tries the check, actually kind of pushes Hill in. Oh, great recovery by de Guzman to make that save. And I think, we've got a penalty coming now.
No, I don't think. Oh, no,
yeah, we do. Roger Nurse has it. Yeah, the trail official right behind the play had called a loose ball push and possession, but Roger Nurse up at the top above the restraining line is sending Coleris to the box.
But again,
Boarding.
Sloppy play by Poland defensively because that was pretty much a 1-on-2. Who was that had the ball for Iroquois?
It was Kevin Hill.
Yeah, Kevin Hill just pretty much walked around 2 defenders.
Francis. Shot from the outside by Bo Hunter. You can hear the coaches yelling. He's holding in the middle. Nice grab by Cart.
Cart's had a tough shift. He blocked that shot by Bo Hunter.
Yeah, he's holding himself now, but he toughed it out. Planchinski, hands it off, and now Callan Martin is going to take his time as Poland gets their 4 runners out on the floor. 50 seconds remaining in the Iroquois penalty. So if they can get through one more. Oh, another penalty coming.
Well, that was a nice play by Callan Martin to beat his man to
and draw
bring
that
it to the net. Yes.
Aaron Fox McKenzie will go to the box. And now we'll have a 4-on-3 for the next 43 seconds. And then
lots of room for this Polish power play.
Plays back in. Oh, they just got it up in time, the 2 minutes. Lots of room. Smith slid through the middle. They didn't get it to him. Here's Columbus. There's room. He rips it off the face of Cecil Jacobs. He doesn't even adjust his helmet.
They're going to run out of time here.
Yeah, they've got 1 second left. Oh, it's swatted ahead. Nice job to grab that. And the pass by Ferreira. Big save. Jacobs pouncing on that loose ball.
That was well executed 3-on-2. Okay, I think he's fixing
now
the
he's
helmet.
adjusting the helmet.
Jacobs took that shot from Columbus that I think hit the mask.
So 8 seconds left in the Bomberry penalty. Then we'll go to 4-on-4 for a bit. The Skidders goes around the back.
By the back.
It's a neat little move. So we're 4-on-4 for 30 seconds, and Poland's back on the power play. Kynan Francis with Bomberry gets the pick. There's the roll, wide open. Beautiful 2-man game, but the save by de Guzman. Francis, he's got some help this time. The defender, that is. Oh, and they hit the cutting Skidders. Another great save by de Guzman.
De Guzman has been saving their butts for a while there. But a couple of really nice saves.
There's a loose ball foul as Francis was knocked down. It is a slashing call. Again, initially we saw a
I'm not sure it is.
Call.
No, it's not.
Mark Thompson indicated up top. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
So again, the ref closest to the play did make the call. The the ref up high, does make it. And now we go to 4-on-3 for Iroquois. Just for 8 seconds, we go back to 4-on-4.
If Colarus might be all they'll need.
Yeah, he just closed the door. Now he's ready. Backdoor attempt, just missed by Francis. Colarus was breaking up the floor. Just gotta go back and play D. There's Bomberry, bounces one home. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a gamble by Colarus. You know, and I don't necessarily fault him. Sometimes you want to cheat up the floor, but it backfires there because it gave an extended 4-on-3 power play to Iroquois.
I think Colarus saw the ball was getting loose and was either hoping or thinking that his teammates were going to recover it, and he did. He took about 3 or 4 steps towards the opposite net, which would have been great had Poland got it, but it did, as you said, wind up in effect extending that 4-on-3. Back to 4-on-4 for another 33 seconds. And then Iroquois will go back to the power play. Shovel pass, a little far for Francis. Anderson tried to get it to him. Skitters over to Anderson. Francis underneath. What a finish. Kind of Francis is dominating.
Yeah, really nice fake, and that's Colarus. It was Colarus who came out of the penalty box a while ago, right?
Yeah, on the last one.
So he kind of had a tough minute. Comes out of the penalty box. They score a goal, and here he gets beat on his man. He tries to go stick on stick, and Francis just fakes to get that extra step to the net.
Well, you can see how vertical he got with his feet directly parallel to the side boards. That just allowed, I mean, you've got to keep some kind of angle with your footwork, right?
Well, you get burned. The stick skills are too good to try to get your stick on the stick. Like
yeah, you got to cross check.
Yeah.
Little indecision. And that pass didn't quite get where it wanted, and Poland will come up with it. Cole Palace was thinking about shooting, then decided to pass it in the last second and just kind of wound up dropping the ball over there. Now Poland shorthanded for another 50 seconds.
And that last goal was Francis's hat trick for the games.
Yeah.
A lot of contributions from the guys who have just showed up today.
Yeah, boy, he's been good. I think he's been the best player on the floor.
Yeah.
So athletic. I mean, runs like a deer. That's a description I remember Rich Kilgore using for Dean Smith when he came out of the draft and they got him. It's like he just runs like a deer.
That's always a good
fast
compliment.
And for a long time. Bo Hunter will just roll it up to Bomberry, who lets it go to Francis. They recognize it, the Polish defense. Skitter's waiting for it, back to Bomberry.
They don't want Bomberry shooting.
Arm saved by de Guzman. Francis has it back, that's trouble. But he got a little bit of didn't quite get as far as he wanted in that reach. De Guzman makes the stop. Ball still scrambled around. Bomberry's gonna get it. And a fresh 30. We're back to even strength. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Skitter, step back shot, and they saved de Guzman. It's tapped away and picked up, and that's a goal. Again, not a summer goal, because you can't reach into the crease, but Bo Hunter knows he can go get it. And as de Guzman's reaching, he's totally out of position when he was beaten to the ball.
Yep, international rules or NLL rules, if you want to call it that. When that ball is loose on the crease, you can reach in and take it out. As you said earlier, you can't scoop it in, but reach in and get possession, then shoot it in, and that's exactly what Bo Hunter did. Good patience and nice finish.
Bo Hunter, the overtime hero last night, to give Iroquois a 21-20 victory over the U.S. Go to worldjuniorlacrosse.com to check out the schedule, and you'll see how everything advances. Basically, the winner of this game wins Pool B, and we'll have a day off, and we'll play in the semis on Saturday against the winner of the Pool B third place against Pool A second place. That's going to be Australia against the USA, I believe. Yeah, it'll be that game if this finishes the way it is. Actually, I think that game's set because Australia is going to, if Canada beats Israel tonight, that game is set. So we have to wait for that one. So see how everything plays out. Isolation for Bomberry. That Kohlrus got it, but Anderson with a chance. And what a bad break for Kohlrus, who got his stick on it, but Poland is just looking a bit discouraged and a bit tired.
Yeah, fourth straight goal for Iroquois. Was that O'Brien, David O'Brien, who scored that
David
goal?
Anderson.
Or David Anderson,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, and even though it was deflected off Kohlrus' stick, it's the pass
Close to
still
the
got
crease
through.
though, right?
Yeah, he looks like a look at his feet.
Yeah, his right foot, because it hit to Guzman and then trickled through. And Anderson's foot his right foot landed on the crease eventually. Ball may have been in by then. But yeah, tough break for Kohlrus, who got a fair chunk of that pass actually. But it just sat there on a silver platter for David Anderson. Ferreira.
It's Anderson's second of the game.
Penalty coming to Iroquois. Goalie's to the bench. Ferreira gets a shot and a goal. And I think actually the Aaron Fox McKenzie's pretty solid check on Ferreira kind of changed up the angle. It may have wound up fooling Cecil Jacobs a bit.
But definitely he's been the bright spot for Poland today with his fourth goal, Ferreira. And it's a nice bounce shot on the run. Let's watch and see what this hit does that you mentioned.
Yeah, maybe it didn't affect it.
Just a tricky little shot.
That was a fun shot to see Ferreira and Eric Anderson looking up and pointing to the scoreboard, having a chat about how that one worked out for him. The players love it, seeing themselves up on the big screen, seeing those replays. Here's Kynan Francis, thought about the pass through, gets a pick from Bo Hunter. Another pick, then pass, the roll. Oh, great save to Guzman with the shoulder, but it's straight back to Francis. And you can see he had something up his sleeve through the crease.
If he doesn't put that ball down in a hurry, there's going to be a penalty.
You know what? I like that. He puts the ball down. He just stands there, listens to the explanation, shakes it a little shake, saying, I don't agree with it, but respectfully does it. That's good. If you don't agree, you don't agree.
That's right.
Which you're often not going to agree on the call. Bo Columbus tries to duck through. Flips it over to Smith. Toe drag. Nice two-man defense by the Iroquois. Hayden Fox jumps back to Columbus to make sure he's not open. There's Ferreira going through to the crease, and he's going to draw a holding penalty. It's going to be Sam Gowland going to the box.
Not only has Ferreira's got 4 goals, but drawing penalties. When he gets the ball, things are happening for him. Watch here. Again, he goes the opposite way of the pick. He does that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they call that a hold.
Yeah, they did. I mean, he grabs the left shoulder with the left hand. He actually had the stick in his hand, and still, you could see him open up the palm and kind of grab the jersey a bit. So, Poland to the power play. They trail by 4 now. If they're going to get back in this, I mean, we've seen some comebacks. We saw the U.S. fight back from deficits. That shot off the post, straight out. Kolodka, he'll go back to Hukal and get things rolling again with the fresh 30. Columbus. Hard shot by Kolodka, and Jacobs pounced on that before Jaden Smith could get there. Hard pass.
Nice
That's a
pass.
great play by Jacobs to Bomberry. Johnson will just slow things down as Iroquois goes to penalty kill mode. That was a lovely pass, perfectly timed, leading Bomberry. Johnson's lost it. He realizes it now. It's a 2-on-1. Kohlrus with Cart. Cart will shoot. Nice save, Jacobs. Up and out of play. Kohlrus thought about going to the net. You can hear his teammate yelling, hold it. Set up the power play.
Cart was going off the floor. They could have had a 3-on-2 if they wanted to try it, but I think they prefer to set up the power play.
Hukal across to Ferreira. From up high, another save by Jacobs, but it's loose. Jaden Smith almost got it. Columbus going hard, but it's picked up. Man up the floor is covered. Great job getting back by Lucas Ferreira to take away the fast break chance. Here comes Cole Paulus. Still 28 on the penalty to Iroquois. But Francis, the C's open for him. Goes to the net. Tricky little shot. Nice play, but he was clearly in the crease. Boy, that's a creative little maneuver, though.
Yeah, and really had no choice. The way he was being pushed, he wasn't going to get a traditional shot away. Now let's watch as he takes it to the net. Unless he was going to shoot there, but at this point, yeah, he's not being able to bring his stick back.
That actually wasn't a crease violation until he landed, too. He got that shot away, and it's only because de Guzman made the save. That's no goal. What a play by Kynan Francis. Boy, if that's in, that's it. Absolute Sports Center top 10. Put that one in. Ferreira will rip one. That's a little wide. We are back to 5-on-5 into the final 47 seconds of the third quarter. 11-7 Iroquois. 15 on the shot clock as Columbus surveys. Smith thought about going under Anderson. Over to Ferreira. They've got 8 to shoot. One Polish player heading to the bench. That shot's a little wide. It's too high for Martin.
I think they may pull their goalie this time.
Yeah, I think they will, especially because he's close to the bench here in the third quarter.
Looks like they're not. He wants to come, but
yeah, he's part way there. They're just going to stay 5-on-5.
Well, they've been working. It's been working just as well 5-on-5. A two-man game has been eating the Poland defense apart.
Bo Hunter down to 5 seconds. Bomberry takes the shot. It's grabbed there. And the quarter will expire. It's 11-7 Iroquois over Poland. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us here at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Denso is a proud sponsor of the 2019 WJLC World Junior Lacrosse Championship.
Oh, in the season.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the World Junior Lacrosse Championships here in Mississauga. Looking at a few highlights from that quarter, including that rip by Kolodka. Then the Iroquois get rolling.
Yeah, that is, Bomberry. How many times have we seen him on the power play score from up high? That was actually a 4-on-3, so we had even a little bit more room. And then Francis has been dangerous, and I agree with you. He's been the most lethal weapon today, I think, for Iroquois.
Over and back for Poland off the draw. Columbus had established himself going forward, and the pass back is no good. So Iroquois get possession. Tell you, Kynan Francis on the far side takes that pass. Playing this year, he had 31 points for in a largely transition role for the.
If I'm not mistaken, it says he only played 8 games. So
oh, there's a shot by Bomberry. Yeah, 4
looks
points
so
a game.
smooth. But that was a stacked Akwesasne team that Francis plays for. They went 20-0 in the regular season, and of course lost in the finals to Six Nation Rebels. But Bomberry here, he doesn't really beat his man cleanly, but he just gets his stick free so he can get the shot.
I'm just looking at Francis and thinking he's got the combination of size, athleticism, and stick skills that you think he's got to get to junior A. It's a long way from up in Akwesasne. I guess the closest really would be Peterborough or Whitby down the highway, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know who's got his rights.
Yeah,
whether it's Six Nations.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
You'd love to see him come to Peterborough.
They could use him. They've been having a couple of tough years. There's a shot by Ferreira. Outlet pass, does it? No, it's not going to get there. Nicely grabbed by Martin. He'll reverse turn directions, drive to the net, and shoot. Saved by Jacobs. Oh, and that left Skidders all alone up the floor, but great forecheck between Hucal and Martin to deny that chance. Ferreira was once again hustling back, but I think Skidders was going to be sprung for a breakaway if we hadn't had that forecheck pressure. Ferreira drops it. Now he's got to hustle. Oh, it's swatted ahead by Fox McKenzie. He's going to have to slow it down. He almost had a break himself. It's the trailer, Darius Anderson. Smith lost control of the ball. It's going to roll out to Bomber. They've got 8 seconds to get a shot on net. Bowhunter can't handle that pass, and it's run the other way by Eric Anderson.
Got a 3-on-2.
Yeah, Bowhunter off the bench, 4-on-2 now. Pass gets tipped aside by Austin Sky. And the ball just kind of rolls harmlessly to Cecil Jacobs. And there's Francis all alone. Oh,
Nice
my
goal.
goodness.
And, you know, this is a pet peeve of mine sometimes is, you know, you got a 3-on-2 rush, and you mentioned it turned into a 4-on-2. I think that 4th player would join. You know, if you got a 2-on-1, you don't need a 3rd player. You got a 3-on-2, you don't need a 4th. And the reason being is if you don't score, this is what happens up the floor.
Yeah.
And Francis is wide open all kinds of time, floats in the air and bounces it between the legs.
And bear in mind, this is a kid who last night was playing in the OLA Junior Championship, where you can't be over the crease cylinder like that.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
he has lost a huge game,
He's adapted
which I'm
to
sure
the
he's
rules.
working, thrilled, you know, excited to be part of. Drives down here, makes the 4 hours, 5-hour drive, probably 5 hours or more. Gets here, comes and plays, and has the presence of mind to realize he can make that play. The size, athleticism, stick skills, that's my cue.
Yes, exactly.
Kolodka will get that rebound. Go ahead.
And offensive players must, I'm sure they will remember the rules that benefit them for sure.
True, true.
The rule about putting the ball straight down, they might not all remember that.
Gets away from them. Oh, somehow did Jacobs get his stick on that ball because Kolodka was looking to bury that rebound. Here's David Anderson. He'll slow things down. A little bit of a fake. Not fooling anyone. Goes to Skidders. Behind the back attempt. De Guzman comes up with it. Outlet pass to Zalewski. It's a 3-on-3. Pass across just away from Bowhunter, or from Bo Columbus. Zalewski frees him. Columbus goes to the net. It's a nice play, but the save by Jacobs nullifies it. Oh, fighting through the checks is Zalewski. Penalty coming to Iroquois. There are only 5 attackers. Poland's goalie has gone to the bench, but they haven't sent anybody else out. Now they do.
Now he's come.
Kolodka, the extra man. Martin has it. They've got 10 seconds left in the shot clock. He'll rip one. That one misses, comes back out, and is eventually grabbed by Iroquois. That's got to be 5 or 6 times. had not enough guys in a
Yeah.
couple of situations where somebody just doesn't come off the bench.
So they call that goalie interference. That seems so long, I don't remember. So it must
Yeah, I don't either. It was on Hadoa Smith down at the other end of the floor. Or Hadoa Smith. So Poland back to the power play, which is bittersweet for them. Hukal at the top. Gets it back and immediately returns it to Ferreira. Columbus had circled the net. Now he's out of the GLE to get the ball.
Oh, good job.
Smith's shot is blocked. Here comes Kevin Hill.
Kevin Hill was the MVP of the game yesterday, doing things like he just did there.
Sensational two-way play. Francis turned back by Hukal, which is a pretty nice play for the forward who's run back in transition defense. Austin Sky.
So delayed penalty, and so Iroquois is able to put on the extra man now. So it's 5-5.
There's a pass through, and Anderson just hooked that quick stick on the back door. And you get the feeling Anderson likes the back door quick stick a little higher because he buried a couple of them yesterday, but that one.
And I get the feeling he doesn't miss that too often.
No.
Right. He scored a goal there on an identical play, I think, to start the game yesterday.
And then one late as well. Bomberry will start with possession.
Jaden Smith gets the penalty. I didn't see what it was for.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either. I think it was behind the play a bit. But 114 of 4-on-4, barring further penalties. And then, of course, Iroquois will go to the power play. Skidder steps around, doesn't like the shooting lane. So over to Bomberry. He likes that one. Or does he?
I didn't like it enough because I'm shocked he never took the shot.
It's grabbed by Cart. He's on the run. Columbus scores. He waited very patiently for his teammate on defense to get to the bench, free him, and then make it.
Yeah, I think it was number 34, and I'm going to butcher his name,
Laczynski, yeah.
Who wisely, looked like he hesitated, but then whether he was coached or made the right decision on his own, he went to the bench, and that allowed Columbus to come off, and that's how you want to execute that 3-on-2. I mean, you gain some feet, and you see Carts looking, waiting for Columbus to come, and he makes that pass, and even though that wasn't the greatest pass, he had to reach for it, but he still put it in.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see it on there, so I'm glad you pointed out. Kazimir Laczynski creating that. There he is, checking on Montour. Poland will get it back. 38 seconds of 4-on-4 remaining. 12-8, Poland's back within 4. We have seen some runs where teams have come back from deficit. Poland won't want to leave it much longer, but
and we should mention Plazinski, as we're talking about, from Crystal Lake, Illinois.
here's a chance the other way. Nice save by de Guzman. I believe it's actually 13-8. I think they're missing the one up for Iroquois. So not 4, they're within 5. It just increases the urgency of starting to get a couple more goals here. Poland has generated some scoring chances. Cecil Jacobs has been quite good between the pipes.
Yes.
Ferreira's going to get there, but it's tapped away. And here comes Hadoa Smith out of the penalty box, gets the ball, shoots, save to Guzman. Plucks it from his gear and hands it to Colress. Poland now shorthanded for 20 seconds, and there's 21 on the shot clock, so they can kill this penalty.
They should be able to kill this. I don't think Iroquois is going to chase them.
No, so they'll just try a shot at the end of the shot clock. And then
I don't know if you
James
hear the
Smith will
referees.
come out.
The stick kind of slipped high by the Iroquois defender. The referee cautioned him.
Oh, it's a nice save by Jacobs.
That's good refereeing. I like when the referee gives you the warning before the call. And if you don't heed the warning, that's your fault.
It's great that you get to hear it because it reinforces that the way that works for officials is they do communicate all the time. So sometimes you see a call and you think, why is he calling that? Often it's because they've been telling someone.
Yeah.
It's coming, you gotta stop. Oh, Bomberry through traffic, gets the shot off, just misses, jumps up to try and get it, but it's gonna be grabbed by Anderson and is offside. Skidders can't quite handle that one. 3 to shoot, so he'll fire one wide. Bowhunter just kind of stepped aside watching that, ripping at him. Outlet pass. Jaden Smith all alone. Breakaway. Oh, nice save, Jacobs.
It almost looked like if he continued to take another step, he would have had a wide open net.
Yeah, I wonder if he felt he wasn't going to be able to stay out of the crease by the time he got his stick back down, because he definitely could have gone around the goaltender had he taken one more step. Boy, things are happening quick, though, when you're running in at the goal and you get that pass. Francis misses with the shot, but it's going to come back to Davidson, or David Anderson, sorry. Oh, nice move, but he misses the net as well.
Oh,
that's a push, yeah. Cart was knocked down by Bowhunter.
Cart's had a very good game for Poland, too. Duncan Cart played for, he's from Hamilton, Ontario, played for Hamilton.
Coached by Jeff Dowling,
Yeah.
who's the head coach for Canada here at the tournament. He'll be here presently. I know he had some business to attend to at Halifax, actually. He should be back, I assume, for the game next time Canada plays. There's a shot and a goal. Anderson has the ball bounced right back out. Manages to stay out of the crease and just tuck that one home.
Yeah, Eric Anderson from Edmonton, Alberta, just stuck with that, got his first scoring chance, and I believe it's his first goal of the tournament. But yeah, kind of a fortunate bounce. Nice pass by Ferreira, but right back in his stick. And he puts that one in for Poland.
And as you're mentioning from Edmonton, a lot of these guys obviously from Canada, some from the U.S. They are heritage players, and the whole process is get Poland involved internationally in the IIJL and develop the program. The goal is to get more and more native Polish players playing for this team. Heath Garlow, coach of this team, nifty little play by Jaden Smith, coach of this team, coach of the Poland senior men's team, and he is developing players for that. There are a lot of Polish players playing for the national team. There's a chance for Martin. He tries to kick it in. You can't do that, but Jacobs makes the save anyway. And it's a process. Getting on that journey is great to see. Francis on the far side will circle around. Now he's going to step in. They try the backdoor attempt. It was just too far for Skidders. Now it's a through the crease call. And here comes Poland. I actually thought de Guzman had thrown the ball up before. I was trying to see where it was, but he passed it off short to Cart.
He thought about it, but then Iroquois put a couple defenders on pretty quick. He realized there wasn't going to be a breakaway chance.
Fifth Polish attacker coming out is Kolodka. Hands it off to Columbus. Nice save by Jacobs stepping out. Columbus adroitly avoids the crease after picking up that loose ball. What you hear is the 30-second clock to our left going off, but the one behind Jacobs is correct. They've still got 18 seconds to work with. Of course, our guys in the booth have it correct. The stick comes off.
Somebody's sticking off. There was the
Hayden
Iroquois
Fox.
defender, yeah. So
nice job by Kevin Hill to flick the shaft out of the way so he doesn't have to worry about stepping on it while he's playing D.
The shot clock had wound down. I mean, generally when somebody loses a stick, you'd like to try to isolate on them, but Poland didn't have time to step that up.
Right. A good job by Iroquois to rotate and make sure they had players checking so there wasn't time for Poland to do that. Bowhunter feeds.
Oh boy.
Bomberry was wide open but just rifled it off the back glass. Bowhunter goes back to Bomberry. Watched by Armistead there. The ball's bouncing loose. Armistead tries to reach in and grab it. It gets away from him as he raked. Another stick has lost its head. That's Zielinski.
Good defense by Lamb on that loose ball to make sure. All he really had to do is make sure that Iroquois didn't pick it up because he had the shot clock in his favor.
There's a shot in the run by Armistead. They gave Zielinski a little bit of a break because he did pick up his shaft and run to the bench. You're not actually allowed to run with a broken or partial stick to play it all, and he was technically playing, but he's just going to the bench.
Leave that to the referees.
Yeah. The head of the stick, and Zielinski just took the shaft with him. Here's not a finish by Isaiah Skidders as it bounces off the post. Bowhunter stopped by de Guzman. Nice play by Colress to get open, but then that's going to go down to Cecil Jacobs, who was busy in the goaltender's posture, the Dylan Ward pose, with the arms back on the crossbar, but plenty of time to get up, get the ball, and make the outlet pass. Kind of Francis behind the back, Bowhunter behind the back, goal! BTB, back of the net. Not the back of the net, it just crept over the goal line, actually.
And I think Jacobs got the assist on that, too.
Yep.
I really like his stick, the goaltender for Iroquois, but as it goes up the floor, I guess he won't have the assist with a couple of passes, but over the shoulder, you said it, behind the back to the crease and behind the back again. That's a real tough one for a goalie to stop. If the goalie has to respect the movement of Bowhunter coming across the net. And if you take that behind the back to the short side, it's a really difficult one to stop, and it doesn't have to be a hard shot either.
Here's Anderson, gets to Francis, but he just missed it. Cart going after it. Francis will get it. Cart checks him, shovel pass out. Like you said, you've got to come off. If you just come off your post a bit, it takes a perfect placement on the shot.
And I love watching it. You guys,
I mean, Miles Thompson's probably the best at it.
Corey Vitarelli, I've seen do that a lot.
He's
like
very
a sneaky
good.
long shot, and you think, it's not a hard shot, but it's the goalie has to come off the post.
Cart again gets through traffic, checking and passes the ball off. 14-9 with just under 3 minutes to go. Urgency. The loser of this game will finish second in Group B. Penalty coming. And it's going to be blown down. It's a holding the stick call. And Poland will get a power play chance with 2:44 to go. So as I said, the loser will come second in Group B tomorrow at 5 p.m. against third place from Group A. Looking most likely to be Israel, as that would be the Israel playing Canada tonight. And Canada obviously favorites in that game with the powerhouse they've got. You never know, though.
Yeah.
Stick with us to see that one tonight at 8 p.m.
Pretty good goaltender on Israel.
They do. Justin Getty just named the Rookie of the Year in the BCJALL. Columbus passes it down. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. That pass didn't connect, but it was tipped. It almost.
The deflection play.
Jacobs. Oh, what a pass to Francis. Just too high for him. He goes and gets it. Length of the floor. Here's Skidders. That one gets away from him. Jaden Smith kind of just body blocks his man out. 3 red jerseys. That's going to be an over and back. And no, I guess it touched a pulling player, but they'll get it anyway. Planchinski. The shot clock buzzes, but
incorrectly.
We got 20 seconds left on it.
Again, slow to get the power play on the floor.
Yeah, 15 seconds. 14 seconds gone on the 30 as they finally get their 5 guys out there. Hukal. Columbus will rip one. That's high. Off the boards.
Nice
back. Darius Anderson rolls it out dangerously. Ferreira gets it. Goes around his man, loses the ball. Tough break. Ferreira would have had a wide open chance, and Smith goes around the back, around the world. I think he was passing to Ferreira, but he almost made the pass to himself. Crease violation Ferreira. With 1:10 to go, Iroquois looking good to get first place in Group B. Again, go to worldjuniorlacrosse.com for all the standings, stats, schedule. Penalty coming now.
That's Darius Anderson on the hit there to Jason Gascoria. So Poland will get to have a 2-man advantage for 18 seconds, and they'll continue the power play for the rest of the game. They give a 5-minute major for that. I didn't.
Yeah, they called it a high stick. Oh, what a rip by
Nice
Bo
shot.
Columbus. 7 seconds left in the first penalty, so that'll make
we
it
get to stay on the power play.
14-10. Two more on the power play. It's a major, but time is really going to be the key factor here. And of course,
Now,
Columbus
I'm gonna
and his face-off crowd
Ask
come
you,
into play.
do you know who the MVPs are yet? And if
Maybe.
not, well, I'm going to tell you who I
Okay.
would pick.
All right.
Francis for Iroquois and Ferrara for Poland.
You did okay. I probably would've gone
Bomberry's
with
had a
you.
strong game too.
Stop guessing now. Here comes David Anderson, who's also had a strong game.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with my first guess.
Yeah, I like. What's Francis' score? He's got 3 goals.
4 goals. Now
Four
they
goals?
mentioned that. I think they have it wrong in the timesheet. I heard the public announcer say his last one was the 3rd, but I've got it. And we don't pick, just so
Right.
people watching the game don't think that we're the ones that pick. And sometimes the commentators do get a vote, but we do not. But we've been having fun, and we've been pretty accurate.
Yeah, did pretty well. Illegal substitution. So it's a penalty shot because an illegal substitution in the final 2 minutes is an automatic penalty shot. The reason being, for a penalty, an illegal substitution penalty that cannot be served in full in the time remaining in the game, does lead to a penalty shot. So
yeah, that's actually a good rule. I kind of like that. And that's just to prevent the really smart. Even the Roger Nielsen move. If people don't know, Roger Nielsen was a famous NHL hockey coach from Peterborough who used to find every way to manipulate rules. And he would have been
Roger
one of
Nielsen
those guys.
Public School named after him,
Oh,
just
really?
below the Memorial Center. Yeah. Kolodka will take the penalty shot. He comes wide. This post steps out. Misses the net on the shot.
Kolodka, I don't think he's happy with his game today. He had one nice goal and an outside shot, but nowhere near the success he had a couple of days ago against Team USA when he scored 6 goals. And that one, definitely not happy with that one.
Face-off coming. David Anderson will go out to take it for Iroquois. Columbus should be coming for... No, Columbus is going to the bench to get his face-off stick. There you go.
Columbus has had another good game as well with a couple of goals. He's had a good tournament, scored 3 goals in the first game. Kind of just stays in the net, steps out the last second a little bit, but it's a guessing game sometimes. I think, when the goalie stays in the net, you just got to rifle it to a corner.
Anderson on the run, passes over to Francis. He's turned aside by Columbus. Playing strong defensively. Banks him into the boards. Oh, Cal took a bit high. Francis back to Skidders. Faked behind the back to Anderson. Francis on the far side, motioning for the ball, gets it. 8 to shoot. I think they're just going to hang on to it. I don't know.
Will he try for 5? Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah, he's going to run out of time. Cal goes straight to him. 7 seconds left. Shoots it, save Jacobs to finish it up. The final score, Iroquois 14, Poland 10. Iroquois will finish first in Group B.
At the end of the fourth quarter, Iroquois is winning.
So we are going to let you know the players of the game that we're going to take a break, get ready for the 8 o'clock game, which is Canada versus Israel to decide the final standings in Group A. Our players of the game for Poland was indeed Lucas Ferreira, as you suggested. And
4 goals.
And for Iroquois, David Anderson.
Oh, David Anderson, okay.
Yeah. A strong game.
He played well, a couple goals.
Solid at the faceoff dot. He was talking about how good Ginder, the U.S. faceoff guy, was yesterday when they faced them. Very impressive young man. That'll wrap things up for this game here, but we are back in 49 minutes at the Paramount Fine Food Center here in Mississauga. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Canada, Israel,